This is a very beautiful idea. How decommissioned cruise ships could be given a new lease of life as affordable housing for Miami residents. A Washington-based architectural firm looking into the possibility of repurposing cruise ships. The ships could be transformed into affordable housing, according to architect Abe Dasuki. The cruise industry, encountering plenty of difficulties in recent years, largely due to the pandemic, one that is yet to be resolved in this growing number of ships that have been decommissioned as a result of halted travel. In September 2020, Carnival Cruises announced plans to sell 18 less efficient ships. This would have generated 12% reduction in capacity, according to its press release. And according to Reuters, the business of cruise ship dismantling was also up 30% in 2020 in Aliaga, Turkey, as ships were being pulled apart for scrap metal sales. And that's a shame because some of these ships are really beautiful. Now, Callison RTKL, Washington-based architectural firm, though, may have found an opportunity to reuse these inactive ships for a broader purpose, namely affordable housing. Architectural designer Abe Dasuki told Insider he conducted a recent study to explore the possibility of taking advantage of decommissioned ships' oversupply as a primary housing structure in Miami. Dasuki said, currently we're seeing cruise ships being decommissioned at one of the highest rates in history, and simultaneously there is a growing lack of affordable housing in the Miami area. As part of the research study, Dasuki said 362 Miami residents were surveyed about whether they were interested in living in a coastal housing scenario, and according to their findings, 88% of the respondents were interested in the concept, with those aged between 41 and 50 being the keenest. According to Dasuki, Miami was already quite expensive for the income that residents had in 2020, fueling the need for affordable housing. And according to their findings, 53% of the Miami population pays more than 30% of their monthly household income in housing costs. Dasuki said the issue is only growing, it's not decreasing over time. So when designing the ship, Dasuki said it was important to bear some amenities in mind. This included infrastructure for parking, given how Miami is a car-heavy city, which would sit below deck. So the cars would be sitting below deck, parking areas. That's fantastic. One notable finding from the survey was respondents' preference for natural light in their bedrooms on the cruise ships instead of a living room. And they prompted the inclusion of a courtyard in the middle of the ship as part of the design. The inclusion of plants would be opportune for residents, he said. Each room, referred to as units, would be designed for one person. And Dasuki explained, but there is flexibility to combine rooms to house families. About 900 units would be able to fit in the ship, and each unit would cost $1,250 a month. So that's fantastic. Dasuki said the firm has spoken to large cruise companies about the concept. He said they were thinking of housing construction workers who are working on private islands and need housing. They could use decommissioned ships to dock there and create temporary housing. He said, as it stands, a plan founded by Callison RTKL is not a business proposal, but more of a research study. Maybe potentially down the road, this concept might become a fruition. I hope so, not only in Miami, but other areas as well. He says, as we move closer to environmental decay and climate change, cities like Miami need to start coming up with solutions that are atypical. And so I think taking decommissioned ships and not just using them for hospitality is something that should be happening now, he said. That's fantastic. Fantastic. I agree with that. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. It's by Zara Tayeb on Business Insider. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.